Take a slow, gentle breath, and in this very moment, realize something extraordinary. The energy you nurture within your heart sets the tone for every experience in your life. When you allow the deep wellspring of love inside you to flow freely, it reaches every corner of your existence, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Many people spend entire lifetimes searching for that special spark outside themselves. Yet the truth is, it has always been waiting right here, within the quiet chambers of their own being. Let today mark a new beginning, one where you decide that your self-love is non-negotiable. Let it be the guiding force that transforms how you see the world. Because when you commit to loving yourself, you naturally raise your energy, and the universe has an incredible way of reflecting that same radiant energy back to you. There is no force more powerful, more nurturing, and more capable of real change than the love you hold for yourself. Now, we're about to journey through practical steps and insights that will guide you closer to your true essence. You'll discover how simple, heart-centered practices can gently dismantle layers of doubt and self-criticism, making room for compassion and acceptance. Together, we'll explore how recent self-help trends, like journaling challenges, affirmation techniques, and the importance of mindfulness, perfectly align with these timeless truths. But this isn't just a theoretical exploration. This is an invitation to create palpable shifts in your life. Think of each moment we share here as a softly lit path leading you toward transformation. Today we'll venture into mirror work, which empowers you to hold your own gaze with kindness. We'll talk about releasing the emotional baggage that weighs you down, discovering how forgiveness can instantly lighten your heart. We'll also see how gratitude becomes a gateway to deeper levels of peace and self-acceptance. And throughout it all, affirmations will be our guiding lights, offering hope and encouragement precisely when we need them most. Before we dive into these life-changing practices, take another deep breath and gently remind yourself that you are worthy. You have permission to love yourself without conditions. The universe around you is eager to match the energy you radiate, and when that energy is pure, self-directed love, the possibilities for growth and healing are endless. Open yourself to this remarkable truth. You hold within you the key to profound change. Let us begin this journey and allow self-love to be the sacred foundation upon which you build every future dream. So many people walk through life feeling invisible or unworthy, believing that they must earn the right to be loved. But there's a quiet truth gently humming within you. At your core, you are already love. It might feel like a subtle flicker or a small seed of potential, but it's there, waiting to be awakened. When you acknowledge this inner spark, it becomes easier to treat yourself with the kindness and compassion you deserve. Recently, a wave of new affirmation challenges has been gaining traction on social media. These quick daily statements designed to remind you of who you truly are beneath all the noise. They might say things like, "I am enough just as I am," or "My worth is innate and unshakable." People all around the world are tuning in to these simple but potent reminders, joining online groups to share their personal breakthroughs. These trending affirmations aren't just popular for their catchy phrases. They resonate because they speak to a universal longing, to feel valued, to feel seen. If you feel called to do so, you can begin your own short practice right now. Close your eyes, place a hand over your heart, and whisper gently, "There is a spark of divine love within me." If words alone don't move you, visualize a warm, glowing light resting in the center of your chest. See it expanding with every breath, illuminating your entire body. Embrace that feeling of radiance coursing through your veins. This spark represents your inherent worth, something no external event or person can grant or take away. It might seem odd or even uncomfortable at first, especially if you're not used to praising or cherishing yourself. That's perfectly natural. Our culture often teaches us to seek external validation, to be modest, or to play small. But acknowledging your own brilliance isn't about arrogance or vanity. It's about aligning with the truth that you are worthy of respect, affection, and the freedom to pursue your deepest desires. One practical way to nurture this spark is to carry a small token, a crystal, a bracelet, or even a note in your phone that reminds you of your inherent love and value. Whenever you see or touch it, pause and affirm a positive thought about yourself. This tiny gesture can have a surprisingly powerful impact on your mood and perspective throughout the day. Over time, the repeated action sends a clear signal to your mind and heart. I matter. Remember, you do not need anyone's permission to love yourself. The love within you is a gift you can open at any time, and the more you acknowledge it, the brighter it shines. And as your inner spark grows, you'll notice that the universe responds in ways you might never have imagined. New opportunities, supportive connections, and a sense of belonging that transcends external circumstances. One simple yet profoundly transformational practice is mirror work. Imagine standing face to face with your own reflection, allowing your eyes to meet and linger. In those first few moments, you may notice everything your mind typically criticizes. Maybe it's the shape of your nose, a line on your forehead, or a memory of a mistake you can't quite forget. But allow yourself to soften. Let your gaze become tender. Breathe in the realization that the person in the mirror deserves unwavering kindness. If you're new to mirror work, start gently. Mornings can be an ideal time. Just a few minutes after you wake up can set a powerful tone for the entire day. Stand in front of the mirror and look into your eyes, not your perceived imperfections. Speak your affirmation clearly. I love you and I accept you exactly as you are. If that feels too strong at first, try, I'm learning to love and accept you. Or, I'm open to feeling kinder toward you each day. What matters most is sincerity. Over time, as you become more comfortable, you can try stronger affirmations that challenge deeply ingrained doubts. Some might wonder, why the mirror? Because it's a direct invitation to face the parts of ourselves we often avoid. It's a moment of self-witnessing, a chance to see who we are without the usual filters. Words spoken aloud in front of a mirror have a powerful psychological impact. They echo back into our consciousness. It's as if we're giving ourselves permission to be seen and heard by the most crucial person in our life, ourselves. Lately, people on various social platforms have been sharing daily mirror work updates, showing how it boosts self-confidence, reduces self-criticism, and even diminishes anxiety. Some add journaling to reflect on their experiences. What did I feel when I looked into my eyes today? Did I notice resistance, or did I feel a shift in warmth or compassion? These reflections can reinforce the progress you're making, helping you move from mere intellectual understanding of self-love to actually embodying it. As you persist, you may catch glimpses of a deeper truth. You are not merely your physical appearance or the stories in your head. There's a vast reservoir of goodness behind those eyes, yearning for acknowledgement. When a critical thought arises, I look tired, I'm not good enough, meet it with kindness. I see you, but I do not have to believe you. Gradually, you'll experience a new sense of harmony, realizing that the one who needs the most love from you is often the one you see in the mirror each morning. Embrace this practice wholeheartedly, with patience and curiosity. Each day you engage in mirror work, you chip away at old patterns of self-judgment and let self-love flow more freely. And as your reflection becomes a friend rather than a stranger or critic, you'll find that your inner world transforms, and the rest of your life follows suit. Deep within, every human being carries a collection of stories, beliefs, and emotional imprints, some joyful, some painful. Over time, unprocessed hurt, regret, or resentment can accumulate, creating an invisible weight on your spirit. When you cling to these burdens, it's as though you're trying to move forward while dragging a heavy anchor behind you. The path to self-love brightens considerably when you decide to gently release these emotional entanglements. One approach gaining popularity right now is the practice of tapping, also known as the Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT. It involves rhythmically tapping on specific energy meridian points on your body, often on the face and upper torso, while verbally naming and releasing negative emotions. You might say, "Even though I feel this sadness, I deeply and completely accept myself." Through tapping, people often find immediate shifts in how they perceive old wounds, helping them dissolve or transform more easily. If tapping doesn't resonate, consider expressive journaling. Take 10 minutes, set a timer, and write, without overthinking, about whatever emotion or situation feels heaviest in your heart. As you write, allow yourself the freedom to express every tangled thread of feeling. When the timer goes off, take a breath. You might choose to read it, or you might tear it up as an act of release. The key is to acknowledge your emotions fully, refusing to keep them locked away. Releasing emotional baggage also means being compassionate with yourself when old memories or negative patterns resurface. If you find yourself caught in a loop of blame or regret, gently remind yourself that every experience, even the painful ones, can be a teacher. Instead of harsh judgment, try an affirmation like, "I am allowed to outgrow past versions of myself." This shift in perspective can help you see that letting go is less about denying what happened and more about freeing yourself from the grip of what no longer serves. In moments when you feel overwhelmed by these emotions, visualize them as dark clouds in a clear sky. Notice them, acknowledge they are there, and then imagine a gentle breeze carrying them away. You remain the open sky, vast, peaceful, and not defined by the storms that occasionally pass through. This imagery reminds you that your true essence is much larger than any single emotion or narrative. Remember, releasing emotional baggage doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual unfolding, requiring patience and self-compassion. Each time you engage in a practice like tapping, journaling, or mindful visualization, you create more space within yourself for love to flourish. You're making room for a lighter, freer version of you to step forward. The more you let go, the more self-love can settle in and guide you toward a peaceful, fulfilling life. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. People assume that forgiving means condoning harmful actions or letting others off the hook too easily. But in truth, forgiveness is a gift you give to your own heart. It's the act of releasing the tight grip of bitterness so that you can breathe more freely. When you cling to resentment or shame, whether it's directed at someone else or at yourself, you inadvertently lock away your innate capacity for compassion and joy. There is a profound mind-body connection at play here. Prolonged anger or unresolved conflicts can manifest physically as stress, tension, or even chronic pain. Your body reflects your emotional landscape. When you choose forgiveness, you not only mend emotional wounds, but also invite healing into your cells, muscles, and organs. It's as if you're telling every part of your being, I choose peace. I choose to let this go. A simple exercise to initiate forgiveness is a loving kindness meditation. Begin by closing your eyes and breathing deeply. First, extend compassion to yourself, repeating phrases like, may I be well, may I be peaceful, may I live with ease. Then bring to mind the person you feel hurt or resentment toward. Imagine them in your mind's eye and, even if it's hard, offer them the same phrases. May you be well, may you be peaceful, may you live with ease. At first, resistance might appear, or you might feel tears welling up. That's okay. The important part is the intention to gradually soften. Some people also find it beneficial to write a forgiveness letter. You don't have to send it. The act of writing is often enough. Address the person or situation causing you pain. Express every emotion fully: anger, sadness, disappointment, and then conclude with a genuine intention to let go of the emotional chains linking you to that hurt. This letter can be torn up, burned in a safe way, or locked in a private journal. The physical gesture of discarding it can serve as a powerful symbol of release. You can apply the same principles of forgiveness toward yourself. If you carry guilt or shame over past mistakes, remember that you are allowed to evolve. Holding yourself hostage to old errors only impedes your growth. Speak kindly to yourself. I forgive my past decisions. I acted from the level of awareness I had at the time, and I now choose to learn and move on. Notice how a wave of relief often accompanies these words, hinting at the liberation that forgiveness provides. In letting go of grudges against others or against yourself, you unburden your heart. This newfound lightness opens the door to deeper self-love and compassion. You'll find that once you forgive, the universe seems to align more effortlessly with your well-being. Without the weight of old resentments, you can finally soar to higher levels of inner peace and personal fulfillment. Gratitude is more than a pleasantry. It's a powerful force that can reshape your inner world. When you consciously appreciate the good in your life, no matter how small, you shift your focus away from lack and limitation, channeling your energy toward abundance and possibility. This isn't about ignoring the challenges. Rather, it's acknowledging that, amid difficulties, there are still sparks of grace and beauty worth celebrating. Recently, many have embraced the concept of a 21-day gratitude challenge, sharing daily posts or journaling prompts about what they're thankful for. Some people choose to list 3 things each morning that fill them with appreciation. Warm sunlight streaming through a window, a comforting phone call from a friend, or the resilience they discovered within themselves during tough times. Each act of gratitude, no matter how small, strengthens the neural pathways in your brain, associated with positive thinking. This is how you train yourself to notice blessings instead of dwelling on burdens. To integrate gratitude into a self-love journey, start by acknowledging the aspects of yourself you're thankful for. Perhaps you have a knack for problem solving, a caring heart, or a playful sense of humor. These qualities deserve your recognition. By consistently noticing what's good in you and your environment, you reduce inner criticism and enhance self-appreciation. If you find this challenging, begin with simple statements like, "I am thankful for my ability to breathe," or "I am grateful for my bed that provides rest each night." Over time, you'll discover deeper layers of appreciation. Journaling can be an excellent tool here. Every evening, jot down a few lines about what you felt grateful for during the day. Include moments of self-compassion or strength you displayed. Maybe you forgave yourself more easily than before, or you took a courageous step toward a personal goal. These victories, however small, are worth noting. As you flip back through these entries, you'll see a mosaic of goodness forming, a tangible record of how far you've come and how rich your life truly is. It's also helpful to pair gratitude with an affirmation that supports self-love. For instance, you might say, "I am grateful for the love within me, and I honor the person I am becoming." Repeating such words aligns your thoughts with the energy of self-affirmation and abundance. Whenever doubts arise, you can return to this statement for grounding, reinforcing the mindset that your life is abundant in love, opportunities, and personal strengths. By growing through gratitude, you turn each day into a practice of mindful appreciation. You become more attuned to the simple wonders of life, a gentle breeze, the laughter of loved ones, or even your own capacity to endure and persevere. This uplifting outlook doesn't just benefit you, it radiates outward, attracting people and experiences that match your elevated energy. It may seem counterintuitive, but sometimes the most loving act you can perform is saying no. True self-love isn't about pleasing everyone at your own expense. It's about recognizing your worth and deciding which energies, people, or situations you allow into your sacred space. Setting boundaries is a courageous act of self-preservation that helps maintain your emotional and mental well-being. We often grow up believing that love means sacrifice, that we should give endlessly to be considered kind or caring. But imagine your heart like a garden. If you leave it open for anyone to trample through, the flowers of self-esteem and joy can quickly wither. However, when you establish a gate, a boundary that allows in nourishment and respectful visitors, your garden flourishes. You're still capable of immense kindness and compassion, but you do so from a place of strength and equilibrium. In practical terms, setting boundaries might mean politely declining invitations that drain your energy or cause stress. It could mean limiting the amount of time you spend with people who constantly criticize or belittle your choices. Or perhaps it's about carving out sacred time each day for self-care rituals, such as meditation, reading, or simply resting. The modern emphasis on mental health has brought boundary setting into the mainstream, with online communities supporting those who are learning to prioritize their own well-being. One helpful affirmation to anchor this practice is, "I deserve relationships that honor my worth." Speak these words whenever you feel guilty for creating space or worry that you might disappoint someone by saying no. Remember, your well-being is paramount. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you constantly overextend yourself, you'll have little energy left to nurture the relationships that genuinely matter or to engage in pursuits that feed your soul. Boundary setting does not require anger or confrontation. It can be approached with grace and compassion. You might say, "I appreciate your invitation, but I need some alone time to recharge." Or, "I value our friendship, yet I need to step away for a moment to clear my thoughts." These words can feel scary at first, especially if you've been a people pleaser for most of your life. However, each time you honor your own limits, you reinforce an internal message of self-respect. By learning to set boundaries, you're not pushing people away. You're actually cultivating an environment where love can grow more authentically. When others see that you value yourself, they have the opportunity to reflect on their own behaviors and either adjust accordingly or move on. Either way, you remain aligned with your own truth. Boundaries are not walls. They're the lines that define where your self-respect begins, ensuring that the love you give and receive is balanced, healthy, and truly enriching for everyone involved. Every thought you have creates a ripple in the universe, and your dominant energy invites corresponding experiences. If you approach life from a place of lack or self-doubt, you may find opportunities slipping through your fingers. Conversely, when you're anchored in self-love, you naturally resonate with abundance. In other words, the more you love yourself, the more easily you can manifest the outcomes you desire. Whether that's fulfilling relationships, rewarding work, or personal breakthroughs. Consider a trending manifestation technique like the 5x55 method, where you write a specific intention or affirmation 55 times for 5 consecutive days. While many people focus on the external goal, money, romance, career success, the real magic lies in pairing this technique with authentic self-worth. Before beginning your 5x55 writing each day, take a moment to center yourself with an affirmation such as, "I am deserving of all the good I seek." This merges the action of the technique with the energy of self-love, amplifying your ability to attract what you want. Manifestation doesn't mean sitting passively while waiting for a miracle. It's about aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the reality you wish to create. If you hold deep-seated insecurities, they can act like static, disrupting the flow of your intentions. By taking steps to address these insecurities, through mirror work, gratitude, releasing old baggage, you're clearing the path for your desires to reach you more effortlessly. Even subtle shifts in self-talk, from "I hope this works" to "I trust in my capacity to receive," can spark a remarkable change in your results. To keep your energy high and focused, try a short morning routine that combines movement and affirmations. For example, stretch or do light yoga while repeating, "My body is healthy, my mind is clear, and my heart is open to all that I deserve." As you move, imagine each muscle awakening to the reality that you are ready for positive experiences. This kind of daily practice grounds your intentions not only in your mind, but also in your physical being, allowing you to embody the self-love that fuels manifestation. You can further reinforce this mindset by celebrating each manifestation milestone, no matter how small. Did you receive an unexpected compliment? Did a friend gift you something you needed without knowing it? Did you find a solution to a lingering problem after changing your perspective? These events, however minor, are signs that your energy is shifting. Recognize them as confirmations that you're stepping into a place where the universe more readily aligns with your self-loving vibration. Ultimately, manifestation through self-love is a beautiful dance between embracing your innate worthiness and taking aligned actions. It's trusting that what you seek also seeks you, provided you hold yourself in a high enough regard to welcome it. The key is to remember that your capacity to create abundance in your life is directly linked to how deeply you cherish who you are at your core. Affirmations are like seeds you plant in the garden of your mind. If you nurture them consistently, they blossom into tangible changes in how you think and feel about yourself. The secret to effective affirmations lies in repetition and sincerity. It's not enough to say a phrase once and expect a miraculous shift. You must weave these empowering statements into the fabric of your everyday life. Begin your morning with a quiet moment, placing a hand over your heart and softly declaring, "Today I meet myself with compassion and love." Let this statement sink in and visualize your heart filling with warmth. Then, as you go about your day, whether you're commuting, running errands, or taking a short break, whisper or think an affirmation that resonates. I am resilient. I am worthy of joy. Or, my life overflows with possibilities. By sprinkling these affirmations throughout your routine, you reinforce a supportive internal dialogue. Midday, you might find yourself losing focus or getting overwhelmed by tasks. That's the perfect time for a quick self-check. Take a minute to breathe and recite, I am capable of handling all that arises. Notice the calming effect it has on your mind, granting you renewed energy to move forward. Repetition is key. Each time you affirm something positive, you counteract the negative narratives that might have been playing in the background for years. For those looking for an added boost, try writing affirmations in a small journal before bedtime. Reflect on the day's experiences and choose a statement that feels healing or motivating. Maybe something like, I release all worries and rest in the safety of my own love. By doing this nightly, you prime your subconscious with optimistic messaging, allowing it to percolate while you sleep. Over days and weeks, these nightly affirmations start to shift your default mindset, making self-compassion the new normal rather than the exception. A popular modern twist is to record your voice, saying several affirmations, and listen to them daily, perhaps while getting ready in the morning or winding down at night. Hearing your own voice speak words of love and possibility can be surprisingly powerful. It adds a personal resonance that printed words or someone else's audio might lack. Feel free to get creative. Add gentle background music or pair it with calming visuals if that enhances your experience. Keep in mind that the goal is not to force or fake positivity, but to gently guide your thoughts in a new direction. If an affirmation feels unbelievable at first, adjust it so it resonates better. Instead of I completely love myself, you could start with I am learning to love myself more each day. With commitment and patience, your mind begins to accept these statements as truth, and you'll witness how this acceptance radiates into all facets of your life. Affirmations become the scaffolding that supports an ever-growing structure of self-love and emotional well-being. As we come to the end of this journey, take a moment to acknowledge how far you've traveled in your understanding of self-love. You've explored the gentle power of recognizing your inner spark, embraced mirror work to transform self-criticism into kindness, and let go of emotional baggage weighing you down. You've seen how forgiveness liberates your heart, how gratitude can shift your entire mindset, and how setting boundaries actually creates more space for genuine connection. You've also discovered how self-love intertwines with manifestation, and how daily affirmations can anchor you in a new reality of wholeness and worthiness. Imagine all these practices as threads woven into a beautiful tapestry, a tapestry that reflects the totality of who you are, resilient, hopeful, and capable of profound transformation. It isn't about achieving a permanent state of perfection or bliss. Rather, it's about gently returning to love every time you stray into doubt or fear. Over time, these gentle returns become second nature. Your mind begins to anticipate healing rather than pain, compassion rather than judgment. Life, of course, will continue to present its challenges. Yet the difference now is that you hold a toolkit brimming with self-empowering resources. You have the mirror work for direct self-acceptance, the journaling for releasing old wounds, the affirmations for reprogramming negative self-talk, and the wisdom of boundaries to maintain your emotional integrity. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, remind yourself that every conscious act of self-love is a statement to the universe. I am worthy of peace, joy, and all good things. Consider adopting just one of these practices wholeheartedly for the next few weeks. Maybe you focus on gratitude journaling or commit to a short mirror work session each morning. Let your daily experiences be guided by loving awareness, and watch how your inner landscape shifts. As that shift happens, the world around you inevitably rearranges itself to match your elevated vibration. Remember, this isn't a race. Healing and growth happen in layers, gradually revealing deeper insights about who you are and what you're capable of. Celebrate each forward step, no matter how small it may seem. If you stumble or experience setbacks, treat yourself with understanding and care. That too is part of self-love. Being patient and compassionate when life doesn't go according to plan. Finally, whisper to yourself one last affirmation to seal this practice. I am safe, I am loved, and I am free to shine. Feel those words resonate in every cell of your body. Let them remind you that no matter what happens, you have the power to return to love again and again. As you move forward, may your life continue to transform in wonderful, unexpected ways, reflecting the deep love you've cultivated within your own heart.